and make them into extended stay living options. And so we're just going to go through our buy box here today. So welcome, and again, Blaine Wright, Motel to Apartments. All of our information is on the top right hand corner here, and so you can reach us, find out more about us and what we are and what we're doing. We are looking for uh, deals right now, maybe something a little bit smaller on the scale to finish out the year. So if you have anything that's a little bit smaller, 20 to 30 units, maybe Texas, Arizona, if you're seeing this, feel free to reach out to me. Would definitely be interested in taking a look. So interested in major MSAs in Texas, Arizona, North and South Carolina, Florida is our main areas. We'll look at other areas just depending on the deal and what the situation is. But we like Sunbelt states. We feel that there's a lot of movement from northern states to warmer Sunbelt states. Taxes are typically a little bit lower. It's more advantageous for a company like us that redevelops properties. So so when in doubt, go ahead and send it to us. So we're just going to go through basically what we do, what we're looking for. We'd love to find assets that are 1980s or newer. And the main reason for that is we have asbestos issues with older hospitality assets. We're also dealing with older plumbing, older electrical. And so a lot of that stuff has to be taken out. Can be very expensive, especially the asbestos remediation. A lot of times that will require permits from the city or county or local municipality. And that just takes time, energy, and effort. And the old saying goes, time is money. So that's why we like 80s or newer. Not that we wouldn't look at something that old, but the terms and the price and everything else would have to be reflective of that. Room count. Like I said before, we are looking for a smaller deal, to something to wrap up the year with. But typically we're looking at something about 100 units. We would look at something sub 100, but the analytics tell us that when you're doing renovations, the cost is almost fairly similar from doing 85 units versus doing like 100 units. So we obviously would like to have more units, just because it's the cash flow of more units, more money. And then the size of our units, we need to be at least 250 square feet, and that's pretty much a standard room. Anything smaller, that just probably won't work for us, because we're adding a full kitchenette in there, so that would be a sink, a stove top or cooktop, microwave, refrigerator, a full refrigerator as well, and then you obviously have countertop and cabinet space. So we need at least 250 square feet to make that work. And then obviously the room type, if you have an asset that has kitchenettes already there, regardless of the age, if the use is there already, that's a definite plus. That would probably at least save us 20% off the top, just because we don't have to worry about running electrical and plumbing and things of that nature, which gets really expensive. And then the amenities, we are flexible, but obviously if we're dealing, especially in Sunbelt states, swimming pools is a major plus. Workout facilities, maybe some neutral space, meeting space areas where people can converse, and maybe they could do meetings, things of that nature. So those are all positive things that we like to see. Stories, building height, obviously we want probably 4 stories would probably be the max. Anything higher than that, you're probably dealing with a big asset in a super urban area, like a downtown area of whether Miami or Dallas or Houston, something like that, really, really big city. And when you get to that, it just kind of doesn't fit exactly what we do. Not that we wouldn't look at it per se, but it's a very tricky deal. In fact, I walked a property a couple weeks ago in Phoenix. Similar type of thing. It was 4 stories, but it was like very, very urban, middle of town, a couple miles from downtown type of thing, which at that point is a little bit different animal. Not that we wouldn't consider it, but it has to have ideal analytics for us to look at something like that. And then we love the independent hotelier. We love the independent hotels. Major reason for that is the franchise has franchise fees, franchise agreements, and then they have something what's called liquidated damages that can really infringe on an acquisition, especially if you're going to uh, be doing renovations and whatnot to the property. And the liquidated damages, depending on the asset, can be north of $500,000. So it can be really expensive. It could be 10, 15% of the purchase price in some cases, depending on the asset and the location. So really could have a negative effect. Not that we're not willing to fight that battle, depending on the deal. It's just easier working with the independent brand. And then things that we look for, and I call these key indicators of what we like to see within a 3 mile space: hospitals, universities, shopping, retail, medical facilities, industrial, and jobs. Business complexes. Obviously, public transportation with an asset of what we're dealing with, especially it's flexible living. There's some people that don't have transportation; they rely on public transportation. So having access to that's also a major plus. And then we always look for the major retailers: Costco, Target, Walmart. Um, if they're in the vicinity, 1 to 3 miles, and that means there's population. That means there's commerce going on. That means there's stuff going on because those retailers are not in those places unless they're there to make money. So we kind of ride on those coattails if we can. Current occupancy. So you know, typically the deals that we look at are they're distressed in some way, whether and it's mostly physical distress. So typically they're older, they're run down. Owner doesn't usually have the funds to do it, or if he does have the funds, he doesn't want to allocate those funds for whatever reason. A lot of times, there's an issue that we're running into why the seller wants to sell. And then sometimes they're hey, look, I've owned this place for 25 years, I'm just ready to sell it. So we run into a variety of different things. So if it's not necessarily performing, I mean, obviously we like a performing asset, but it's not the end of the world. We're flexible with that because we recognize that we're looking for more of an add value opportunity, and with the add value opportunities, it's probably not making the money it should if it was in a rehab state. So, and then acquisition terms, with interest rates the way they are, creative transactions work best. Whether it's seller financing, whether we're wrapping a note around new financing, whether we're taking over payments. We're very flexible. All of our acquisitions, since we've been a company, we've been around 5 years. On all of our deals we've done, creative financing, and it's always worked the best. It's worked out great for the seller, and it actually makes the process of the transaction actually go a little bit faster because you're not hanging on every word and deed of a lender, and then the deal is not contingent on that. Now, with that being said, not that we wouldn't look at a lending transaction, but obviously everything has to line up. The property has to appraise. There's a lot of factors that have to line up just right for a financing transaction to take place. So, not opposed to the bank financing at all. It's just a matter of all of the ducks have to line up for it to work. And then really, when in doubt, go ahead and feel free to send us a deal. Maybe it doesn't fit the perfect criteria of what I've laid out here, but we would take a look at it and let you know if it would be a fit for what we're doing. Like I said, we prefer to be in Sunbelt states, but if you've got something in Ohio or something and it's a really, really good deal and it's a can't miss, then obviously we probably would take a look at it at this point. That's us in a nutshell. Feel free to check us out, motelstoapartments.com. And, hopefully you have a deal. If you're a broker, wholesaler, owner, feel free to reach out to us. We're looking for opportunities at this time. and maybe your opportunity is something that will fit for what we're looking for. So until next time, everybody have a great day. Thank you.